Sorry about that. Batteries. Say, Giants have done such a wonderful job. And yes, I know the physics aren't perfect, especially where wood cutting and cranes and things like that. But when you consider the complex rules of the universe, not Farming Simulator, I do think it quite remarkable that Giants have done as well as they have done, and then the modders have obviously added and added and added until it really is a fantastic, fantastic game. But you cannot expect perfection from imperfection. You literally can't. But when you look at that, what man has done, all following God's model, and I know that will offend some people. Again, we are. The bottom line is, I'm staying true to myself, and I realise, well, as I said, this is my Let's Play. So, if I was going to wear this, whether people chose to watch it or not would be completely and utterly up to them, because this is literally my musings, to be truthful. I thought I'd folded that. Anyway, let's detach that. Yes, when I think of how well Giants have done in this absolutely fantastic game, the best game I've ever played. I've been a gamer all my life, but I absolutely find this amazing, to be honest, that with its complexities. And also, when I was a young man, I used to play all of the wrong types of games, all of the, I suppose the equivalent of Call of Duty would be today, one of the most violent games and also one of the most popular, appealing to, we can all feed the good or the bad, and if you feed the bad, truthfully all you're going to get is bad, and I think we see so much evidence of that. It is quite unbelievable. Bad begets bad. It is as simple as that. Right, let's move these out a little. First thing I'm going to do is scan this field. So then, let's go and get the field sensor first. Let's go those. Whoops. Let's just get those two off the back. Mind you, actually no. Let's not get sidetracked. I've got two Fendt GTs. Let's get this one going on its journey. Going around the right crop sensor. Now then, I am going to put some weight on. As you can see, it's too much for it as it is. Oh, I think if I do that, it's going to want to use it, isn't it? It is with the baler as well. I really need a weight. Can I get away with it? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna have to get rid of these, actually, thinking about it, because these are to the original 34, and not the new one. I need to create a new field edge. In fact, let's just start. We're going to literally get rid of everything. See how much I've used this map. Right. First things we need to do is calculate the current field edge, because this is going to be different. Let me just check to make sure it's taken into consideration. I promised you I'd do a tour of the field, and we will indeed. Yes, I haven't bought the normal BGA because I knew for a fact there's no way I could have this field and buy the BGA as well. So I have literally, these are the mods I fitted, the container mod, and yes, I had to be very creative with the slurry yard and the BGA. This is one of AJ Tech's, one of Alien Jim's. Yeah, lovely, that's fantastic, that is grand. It has got the field edge correctly. So field edge path number, let's reset that. That is 34. Obviously, I have had to course generation 20 meters headland user. We'll do 2 headland passes. Overlap of 9%. Generate. I think next time though we certainly are going to have to buy a back weight for this, because it really is very, very precarious. Very, very precarious. It's going to give the worker a certain workout on their skills. Right, okay then, so whilst we do that, let's get the other vent GT and let's get the back mowers off. This is a partnership, precision farming and seasons. So this is early spring. Let's speed time up to ×5. ×5 is going to be my standard time. I think it's fairly realistic, apart from if I'm sowing or any task that we really do deem as definitely is needed for ×1. Let's get these items off. I have got, I am trying my utmost. We all recognise the fact that seasons definitely needs equipment, or it needs cash injection. I've always used the solar panels, but I am trying my absolute utmost. I am limiting myself on this Let's Play to 2. Only 2. I normally do 4 or 3. I'm trying to literally get this as finely balanced as possible, so that it's not about the mods itself. All I'm wanting to do is have that trickle for fertiliser and worker wages and a slight trickle of income to tide you through the tough bits, but certainly not to make it so that it's actually the mods themselves, the solar panels, that are actually winning for you. I don't want it that they are my main income generator. They are helpers and only helpers. Right, let's get these mowers on this one. Now, I don't think I've ever used that particular baler, so this is another new for me, another new piece of equipment. I have used the baler wrapper. I couldn't afford it. I really would have liked to have used one that I've only just discovered myself, which is the Coon with this particular baler wrapper. This is part of the set where you can actually put the baler wrapper on the back. Right, okay then. Let's set this going. I do believe we are ready, aren't we? Yeah, we are. One sad thing is, obviously, with this is first aid. This is one of those maps where the grass is ready grown, which is an advantage. But if it was growing, I could have fertilised. So it swings and roundabouts, to be honest. Course generation 34. Headland. Let's do 3 passes. Slight overlap. Let's set this. It seems to always pick up just the front mower, so we need to manually change that to 6.9. Note 7. We'll do it full. It seems to work perfectly well. A lot of people say to knock it down slightly, but to be honest, this is just a test to see if that's still necessary. It may have been necessary on older versions of Courseplay or with normal workers, but I'm just testing this theory out to see truthfully if this is still necessary to have allowances, or whether this actually works with full meterage. This is really me testing out Courseplay to see if there are gaps in between the mower, so there's be lines if I'm wrong, and if what people say is correct. If it should be set at 6.9 instead of 7, then we'll see gaps that the worker leaves. So this is just a true test. Well, you're doing a cracking job. You really are. Let's turn wages on. I've made that mistake. I always do that at the beginning of a Let's Play. Because as it start up and worker wages 100%. We're not robbing our workers on this Let's Play. Wow, that is certainly a test of skill without a back weight. We'll have to get one as soon as we can. I could afford it, but it's just ripping off to the shop again. I have got the store deliveries mod, but really I'm trying to be good and limit myself so as we're not overusing that mod. So the only time I'm going to allow that is if I'm interrupting the flow of the Let's Play and you need something instantly because it's going to disturb the flow. I'm going to try to keep tabbing to a minimum. Not promising I'll never do it, but I really, really want this to be as semi-realistic. I'm not going to say realistic, but semi-realistic. Smashing. Wow. Brilliant. Cloudy, but it's not rain. That is good. In my previous Let's Play, I got caught out quite early on in the spring with rain, so trying to be a little bit more mindful. How are we doing? Said I wasn't going to tab, and I am. Here we go, last little bit. Excellent. So then, what we're going to do is, I don't tend on overusing that. This is also going to be my, as I said, this has got multiple roles. This is also going to be, I've got relying on manual picking up the bales, manual. So let's drop that off there. Hopefully that will stabilise this a little bit, but we shall see. Oh, yeah, that's stable. I can pick it up, that's alright. That might actually help the lizard. It's got a very, very bad habit of rolling over. Let's assist in the... Whoa. Okay. Now, that was not my intention. Right. So one thing I always find a little bit faffy about the Fendt GT, this dropping this in. But you sort of get used to it. Oh, of course, I was forgetting. Front loader. I'm going to need to use the toolbox mod, which I have not got installed yet. We shall stick all of our stuff. Try and keep everything central. I don't want everything getting all over the place. So let's put the toolbox mod, and also I'm going to go for the Hosepipe mod. I absolutely think that's amazing. Let's try and find a good place for it. It's not going to get in the way. Just here. I just think that's not in the way of anything. I think this mod is absolutely ace. The garden hose. To be fairly easily accessible, but not to get in the way. Right. I may eventually do paste the gas station one as well. That is very useful, but I'm not sure where the garage is. No, I do know where it is actually, thinking about it. Let's try and keep the disc towards the stairs. I haven't placed a mat yet. I'm going to use the mat mod to begin with. What I would like though is actually to place a house, but not on this present field. It's just otherwise there's going to be too much going on the field. I would like a house and a shed eventually at some point. There. Right. Ooh, doesn't like that. Select that. Now then, what I want to know is if you detach that, can you then put the mower on? Or does that... Let's have a look. I've ever tried to have the front loader attacher on. I think, a feeling... I've got tabber on, right, it's all prepared already, wow. We should leave that there. Right, let's get this helping the other one, and then we'll literally get the baler and the baler wrapper. No, sorry, we won't. We'll get the windrower and then the baler and then the baler wrapper. This is going to be more complicated than I usually do. I usually try to double up on jobs, but you can't have everything. Not on the shoestring that I've tried to do this on. There's got to be doubling up of jobs to make this work. So we can afford. I am eventually, because this is mainly going to be around grass in my first year, to make right, let me just concentrate. Need to switch the lines on for this. Let's see whereabouts. I should say about there. Then switch those lines off. Right. Here's me saying I won't tab, and what do? I tab. Yeah, so the times we're living in, the vid, as my friend calls it. Truthfully, being a God brotherer, as a lot of people would say, I've been a very, very big reader of the Bible, God's letter to mankind. There are so many proofs, as I said, other than just looking at the book of creation, the world, all of the complex rules, the way that mathematically the universe is set out with patterns. People go on about the chaos theory. Really? The chaos theory? Never looked into cauliflowers, the Fibonacci sequence? There are so many numerical sequences to creation that there's no way you can believe that was its chance. How can you have set patterns? The way that leaves grow in that pattern, where they actually go in the middle of each other. It's a pattern. It was set by somebody. You don't get a... Let's see, how's that leaving lines? No, I don't think it is. No, it isn't. That's fantastic. At least that proves that we can set that and we haven't got any gaps. The only bit where you do get gaps, and that happens even if you do allow that, is at the corners, because obviously I tried to do the overlap, but I've never ever got that right. No matter how much overlap I set, I always get these little tiny bits on the turns, because obviously it leaves a tiny little section. But yeah, I just don't get it. The mathematical precision of the way the universe, even how far away the Earth is from the Sun. If it was a little bit further, we would be toast. If it was a little further behind, away, then we would be living on an ice block. Somebody put that there. A being that we humans have always called God. We seem to be living in a time where we don't want to be accountable, because that would mean that we'd have to learn a set of rules, and that's... It is. We are accountable. It's the only thing that makes sense. But I do realise this is me. This is my musings, the musings of myself, and I don't apologise for them. But I just find it so difficult to believe that people can actually believe the nonsense, and hopeless nonsense at that. It is funny though, obviously I come from a religious background, and even as a religious person, we are living in a time where even religions are so wrong about so many things. When I was 30, I actually became a Jehovah's Witness. Yes, I know. I remember the time when even me myself thought, am I seriously contemplating becoming a Jehovah's Witness? But to tell you the honest truth, it is the true religion in our time. But that in itself is nothing to be proud of. The true religion in Jesus' time was the nation of Israel, and they killed Jesus. So to be honest, being a member of the true religion in our time is no more great than it was in Jesus' time. The Jehovah's Witnesses have got things wrong along with every other religion. And that is a prophecy in itself that you can find in the book of Isaiah. One of my absolute favourite chapters of the entire Bible, chapter 28, where it was foretold that every single religion, the tables, the place where you would eat your food, Jesus made an analogy of likening spiritual teachings to food, and obviously we can't see those teachings, unlike real food. But Isaiah using that illustration, or God using that illustration through Isaiah, literally talks about the food and the tables that serve that food, which obviously is a religion. That all of those religions were, their teachings were vomit. God likens the depth of the teachings and the accuracy of the teachings in our time to vomit. Now obviously the thing is, you cannot see the teachings that your religion teach you. They just are. But the fact that God foretold that the religions of today would be making us eat bad spiritual food or vomit, which would make you sick if you could eat it. Obviously we can't see that that's what we're eating, but it is. I think we are. That's excellent. Let's stop, because you have reached the limit of your... That, to me, is probably the greatest proof of all that God exists, and that is the proof of prophecy, foretelling the future before that actually arrives. And that even the religion and the destruction of the Jehovah's Witness religion is all foretold in the Bible. Not that that's something that they are aware of, but it is true. So many prophecies, including how bad mankind would be in this particular time that the Bible calls the last days, or the time of the end. That doesn't mean that the end of the world, but it does mean the end of the system of things, as the angels said in Matthew, the book of Matthew, where it was foretold that there would be a conclusion to the system of things. Now then, what are we going to do? I think we are going to try. Let's try to do a circular one. See if it'll do it. Oh yeah, that's hopefully 7. So let's. Brilliant. Excellent. Right. How are we doing? Oh, perfect timing. Right. Let's get these mowers off. And let's get that baler on. Where did I put the mower? One thing I would like at some point soon is a shed, even a little tiny one, even if it's just one of the wooden sheds that I really do love, that you can just fit on the edge of a field. Oh, try and get the right one. Right. Let's get the baler on. Ah, now that is one thing I didn't... Now, the one thing I did do is I beefed these up using the chip tuning mod to 90 horsepower. But the one thing I didn't check is the horsepower requirements on this. So this is going to be interesting. Let's set this on. Windrower. Well, that answers that question. Smashing. It can manage it. Lovely. Yes, so as I said, this is more for me. This is not really me about preaching to everybody. This is about me trying to rediscover. I felt in this last couple of years so disjointed as a Christian. I have been struggling. I think a lot of that is down to the fact that, as I say, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, but I am not the run-of-the-mill Jehovah's Witness. I've been struggling, and I've been writing letters to the governing body, arguing with many of our teachings for ever since I was a Jehovah's Witness, which was at the age of 29, 30. I became a Jehovah's Witness. Didn't always feel like that, but to be honest, reading the Bible, there are a lot of things that, again, it's a bit like. There are a lot of things that if you say them to people who don't believe in God, I suppose you could use analogies similar to... I'm a bit of a sci-fi buff, to be honest. Always have been. Love Star Wars, love Star Trek. Was brought up with the Force. And to be honest, again, the powers of good and evil, they do exist. In this world, good and evil is the common sort of term for that. Kind of. Well, thank goodness for that. Thought I'd actually got a... 1.2 metres. Is that not? That's not bog standard, is it? Oh, I hope the baler app works so that we are going to be in a mess. We might need to get another baler. I do like... It's interesting. In fact, we could really do with testing this theory out, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a... Oh well, it is what it is. We'd have to sell grass, which would be a serious blow at this stage of the Let's Play, but hey ho. I know what we could do. I've just thought about it. It would be such a terrible thing though. In fact... We're going to pause things for 1 minute because there's no way I'm going to risk the baler wrapper not working. I'm not sure. I remember reading something about this. 1.2 metre, the standard ones are 1.3, and some equipment doesn't like that particular thing. It's still 4,000 litres, but if that baler wrapper won't work with those bales, then we're going to have to literally sell that one and get a dearer one, even if it needs a bank loan. Let's see. Let's unfold that. Now then, is this going to work? Moment of truth. No. There we go. Right. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Wow, that's a blow.